But speaking about this matter, which is already in the public domain, is not a taboo at all, and I'll not be breaking any secrecy whatever. And that is a matter which, unfortunately, is causing unnecessary public debate. And Dr. Chris Zumani, Zimba, starting from March 2025, has been making a claim that that list was authorized by President Edgar Lungu. Now, it ought to be made very clear that at the time that Zumani was presenting that list to President Edgar Lungu, when Edgar Lungu was in hospital, President Edgar Lungu called me and said, look, these boys are pushing me too hard, and yet they know that I'm out of the country on medical grounds. I'm now going to instruct Zumani, Zimba, to come to you, to come and present the document he wants me to clear. And I authorize you as the acting president of PIA and acting chairman of Tonse to listen to him and make a decision. Zumani came to me with that list. Okay?
Before he died?
Before he died.
Before he died?
Yes. Before he died, in March. He came to me in March, before ECO died. He presented that list to me. And my first reaction to him was, give me 2 hours. Let me go through this list. After 2 hours, he came back. And upon his arrival, I said to him, Dr. Zumani, please don't you risk your academic integrity. And he asked me why, and I said, you don't expect me to approve a list on which you have put your name and you have given yourself power which belongs to another office. No, this is not right. And I said to him, secondly,
what power is that?
He created a position of national coordinator and also wrote the roles of the national coordinator and said, the national coordinator shall coordinate all the other officers in the Tonse Council of Leaders. Okay? And then for the Secretary General, he says, the Secretary General shall perform all other functions except coordinating all other officers. Now, for me, I even said to him, when you see anyone write a thing like this where you say except, then it means that you yourself know that that is supposed to be a regular function of that office. That's why you're saying except. And I'll not accept this, for starters. Secondly, I said to him that the Tonse Council of Leaders had sat where Comrade Lucky Mulusa, who was tasked the responsibility to come up with a structure, presented the structure to the Council of Leaders. Okay? And that structure was opposed. It was rejected. And Mulusa was asked, can you go and revise it? Okay? And present it to us when you're ready. Unfortunately, after that, we had a series of by-elections, and there was no opportunity for Lucky Mulusa to bring a revised structure. All right? So, there was no structure, and to date, there is no structure that was approved by the Council of Leaders. So I said to Zumani, there is no way that I can agree with your proposals before the structure is adopted by the Council of Leaders. And I also mentioned to him that, look, the constituent members of the Council of Leaders also have their own administration. I am acting president of the Patriotic Front. I cannot come and subscribe to an idea which hasn't been cleared by the Central Committee of my party. Much as I'm acting president, I am not the alpha and omega of this party. I have a team, and I'm a team player. So the structure first must be proposed, and I present it to PF, PF Central Committee must adopt it, and then it can go to the Council of Leaders. Only after that can we now start saying, let us put people to these names, to these offices. In addition to that, I said to Dr. Zumani Zimba that I, as acting president, did not have any power whatsoever to appoint any member of the Patriotic Front to sit on the Council of Leaders without ratification from the Central Committee. I hope you're listening.
Yes.
And I hope the viewers are also listening. So I said to him that I would actually not approve that. And I asked him, I said, in view of the fact that you said the president asked you to come and get my approval, I request that you yourself, not me, you yourself, please inform the president of my position. And he promised me, he even said to me, thank you very much for your guidance, Mr. President. I didn't see it from that perspective. I will inform your elder brother. Okay? My elder brother called me, I think the following morning, and he asked, how did you handle the matter? And I asked him, I said, sir, didn't Dr. Zimba inform you? And he said, no. And I said to him, sir, this is my position on the matter. And he said to me, you are right. So let's put this on ice until after I come and we approve the structure and we follow the procedure that you guided Dr. Zimba on. All right? And that story ended there. And I was duty bound to go and report to the Central Committee of my party. And I did report in 3 meetings. I kept emphasizing to my colleagues in the Central Committee, because by then, Zumani and his friends were now going around telling members of the Patriotic Front that President Lungu had approved that they must be appointed to the Council of Leaders, but the one who is stopping their appointments is myself. Now you can see what kind of position I was being put in. Very awkward position. Putting me at cross purposes with members of my party. Putting a wedge between me and members of the Central Committee of the party. Because some amongst them started to squabble. Why is it that he doesn't want us to go to the Council of Leaders? Because some of the people were thinking this Tonse alliance is now bigger than PF. So if you're sitting on the Council of Leaders, you are superior to the people on the Central Committee. Okay? And I could feel the agitation. People were talking to me directly. And that was the reason why in 3 consecutive meetings, I reported to the Central Committee. Now, this came to the hilt now when they had their last week's meeting, where you saw only 3 or 4 people on the press briefing, and reading out a list where they even put my name. All right? They put my name that I'm vice chairman. They put Dan Pule's name as vice chairman. And if I was to show you the original list that Zumani brought to me, it differs very much with the one they produced, because I still have that list. Okay? Let me just say one thing to you. My young brother, Miles Sampa, reconciled with us in May, end of May. That's when he reconciled with ECL and reconciled with us. It was me who went to receive him, end of May. Now, Zumani is claiming that President Edgar Lungu approved a list for appointments to the Council of Leaders, which included Miles Sampa in March. In March, Miles Sampa was still at loggerheads with us. How did President Lungu accept that Miles Sampa, who was not in good standing with the party, be on the list of...
What is the interest of Dr. Zumani in all this? Yes, there's that component of him being the national coordinator. But apart from that, what could be the interest, especially that he has also garnered support from others like the Shontembos? I saw on that presser there was a PF member, Mumbipiri, part of that as well.
The ones that you will see going along with Zumani are the ones who Zumani appointed. Yes. Now, what is his agenda? I don't know what his agenda is. What I know is the effect. What is the effect? The effect is dividing the Patriotic Front.
Which definitely can't be his motive.
I don't know. I haven't entered into his head for me to understand what his motive is.
He wouldn't want to destroy a party that he had even served in as a special assistant to the president.
You are asking me to go into speculation. I don't want to speculate. I can only talk about the effect of his activities. And the effect of his activities are, number one, putting me in harm's way with members of the Patriotic Front.
Is this happening?
Of course. Of course. You have already said yourself that there are some members of the Patriotic Front who are siding with me. Not siding with me. Not siding with the Central Committee of the party. They are siding with Zumani. What does that mean? It's a divisive activity. All right? SG Raphael Nakachinda and myself are the ones who are in the firing range. That the two of us are the ones who are stopping people from being appointed. Now, this is not a play matter. Not at all. And you recall that on Tuesday, the meeting I referred to, the Council of Leaders meeting, in that meeting, a very conducive meeting, everybody was happy with the resolutions because we were talking about resetting or pressing the reset button, resetting the environment. We also agreed that one of the major challenges we were having was that the document that was governing us was unfortunately a moving document. And if you were to call here on this television program, a young man, Kanso Aongola, who was tasked to lead the process of coming up with the MOU to govern the Tonse Alliance, together with Sean Tembo and Zumani. The three of them were tasked that responsibility. If you call Aongola will come and tell you that that document has been changing with time without changes being presented to all members of the Council of Leaders. Such that you're just taken unawares. In one meeting, you are told the one who's responsible for discipline is this one, which was not in the original document. All right? And now, there's even talk that PF is not meant to be the anchor party. And yet, one of the conditions under which the PF agreed to participate in this was that PF would be the anchor party. And all the members of the Tonse Alliance agreed with that position. And now goalposts are shifting. So because of that, we also resolved in the last meeting that we had already agreed in an earlier meeting that Kanso Chifumu Banda, president of FDD, and Makebi Zulu, deputy chairman for legal affairs in the PF, and Kanso Aongola, having been a member of the initial drafting team, must revisit this document. And they must use the original documents, namely the terms of reference, which were produced by the People's Pact, and the rules of engagement, which were produced by the Patriotic Front, so they could regenerate a workable document. Unfortunately, members of the alliance did not provide any input to that process. So in the last meeting, we asked them to re-energize themselves so they can come up with a working document. Now, those are things that we agreed on. On Tuesday, we actually said we want to unify ourselves. We want to have a restart of the whole process. I personally said in that meeting, whatever has happened in the past, please let us learn to bury the hatchet. Because the responsibility we have on behalf of the Zambian people, the responsibility we are carrying on our shoulders is immense. The Zambian people have hope and faith in the Tonse Alliance. And doing anything that destroys the Tonse Alliance is betraying the Zambian people. I personally appealed to everyone in the Tonse Alliance to bury the hatchet and to start afresh.
Others are saying,
Now,
President Lubinda, sorry to cut you short, others are saying that this is because of the different selfish agenda that the members have. Each one is positioning themselves to be the president. You have not shied away from indicating that you are available to lead Tonse as presidential candidate. Others have equally gone ahead to also, say the same thing. Many have also indicated that you want to bulldoze your way to the presidency, and that is the reason why you are not allowing different opinion to flourish in the alliance.
If there's a person who's extremely liberal, it is myself. Very, very liberal. Had it been that I wanted to line myself, what would I have done? I would have seized the opportunity presented to me by Zumani by putting only my friends without going to the Central Committee. But I said, no, I don't want to usurp power from an organization. The power to make these decisions it rests in the Central Committee. How then can I be accused of bulldozing? I haven't bulldozed anything. I've actually been giving away to others to make decisions. A decision has been arrived at that we should go to the convention before the end of November. How could I be accused of possibly bulldozing?
You've reported Dr. Zumani to the police. Are you able to share with us what that is about? Is the issue to do with identity theft?
On Tuesday, I spoke about reconciliation. On Tuesday, I spoke about burying the hatchet. On Tuesday, I spoke about being honest and sincere with one another. On Wednesday, I was confronted with a big, big challenge. Zumani Zimba writing on his Facebook page and claiming that I and he were in a WhatsApp conversation where I approved the list and even went further to say on that list I want to add Honorable Katambo and Honorable Mwakalombe. And then he concludes by saying, who is it who is destroying the legacy of Edgar Chagwalungu? Now that I have the following proof. Okay? And the following proof is what? WhatsApp screenshots of what is meant to be a conversation between he and I.
It's a fake.
And he even has my picture on the profile display. He has my picture there. And this thing is dated the 3rd March 2025. When I saw that, I was shocked. I was shocked, first of all, because of the fact that just the previous day I was appealing to everybody in Tonse to be honest and sincere, to treat one another with mutual respect, and to do everything that it takes to hold ourselves together. And I who was preaching that, which I'm still preaching, was faced now with this allegation. And, all the time in the past, it was just talk and talk. But now, Zumani was actually purporting to produce evidence. All right? And that issue was brought to my attention by several people who called me. And some people were angry with me. How can you possibly be such a disappointment that you tell us one thing and yet you are hiding the fact that you had such a conversation with Zumani? So Zumani is correct. You are treacherous. Several people, my political friends, my business friends, my associates, my family, they were all concerned. How could you be such a brutal liar? I called Zumani twice to try and clarify this. As is always the case, he wasn't picking up.
As the case?
Yes,
as always the case.
as always has been the case. He came to see me in August, at his own volition, not mine. He came to see me in August. And when he came to see me, we talked about the Tonse and the PF in general. We did not even touch the subject of the list because that matter for me had been buried. So when I saw that, I asked myself, should my reputation, which I've built over such a long period of time, be slaughtered at the altar of political expedience? Should I lie back and say, because I'm preaching peace, because I'm preaching unity, let me allow the whole world to run with this story that I'm such a blatant liar who goes into conversation with a person on electronic media and yet denies it?
So you're simply saying that chat is fake?
This is the reason I went to the police and I told the police, can you please give me a warrant to go to Zikta? Because if I just show you my phone, you may say I manipulated or whatever. But the ones who keep authentic records about communication is Zikta. I would like Zikta to produce that, yes, Lubinda, we have this communication between you and Zimba. That's what I want. Because that conversation does not exist on my phone. It doesn't. Now, I have heard a lot of people complaining that Lubinda is the father figure, Lubinda must not have taken this action, Lubinda...
Especially in the spirit of reconciliation, putting the two groups together, you are going against that path.
For goodness sake, if I am the father, why are those people not saying, Zumani, after the father said reconcile, why did you breach that and publish fabricated WhatsApp messages, which are only aimed at denting a person's image? Why are they not saying that? Why is it that it is wrong for me to protect my reputation? Why is it wrong? Why is it okay for me to just sit back and allow others to drag my name in the mud? No. While I'm pursuing reconciliation, I also have to make sure that it is coming from a sincere heart. You cannot reconcile one with another unless they agree. And if Zumani indeed had that conversation with me, I am willing to apologize. I'm willing.
So there's a possibility.
Let him produce it, and I want it to be produced by Zikta, not him. Not me.
I know my time is up, Honorable Lubinda, but in closing, what then does this say about Tonse Alliance, especially that there's only 10 months remaining to get to the polls, and these confusions now, it's just moving from Tonse members, but now even amongst the PF members, there's this confusion already. There's another battle you have to fight with Robert Chavinga. You don't seem to be ready to be preparing for 2026 in anywhere with what's happening.
Two issues you have raised. Number one, let me handle the issue of this issue of Zumani.
Briefly, because my time is up. Yes,
it is a blessing in disguise that this has happened, and it's not going to stop our efforts at unifying all of us, because this gives all of us an opportunity to be sincere, to be honest, and to be truthful. So that going forward, we should know that such treachery is not going to keep us together. So this is a good process. You know, when you have a difference, you also ought to give yourselves time when you are candid and you face one another in the eye. And you must be brutal in your sincerity and your honest conversation. You can't go around the bush, because if you do that, you're going to create a mirage. You think that you have agreed when you still are carrying pain in your heart. So I would like that Zumani and I face one another at Zikta. If this means us going to court, fine.
You are ready to do it.
I am ready to do it. I have a duty. I have a duty to defend who I am. No one will do it for me. I have to do it myself.
But Honorable, don't you think it's distracting the party from preparing? You are serving as acting president of the Patriotic Front. These battles that you're now picking with the ordinary members of the party, don't you think you would have sacrificed and just let go and instead focus on, building this party for the elections coming up in 10 months?
There you go. So you are thinking like the others, that it's okay for Lubinda not to have any reputation for as long as we achieve the goal of forming government. Lubinda's name can be destroyed so that my name, my legacy is destroyed because you want to form government. No. I will not allow anyone to destroy my reputation, no matter what the end is. No. That I will not do. It is my duty to protect myself. The fact that I've been silent when these things have been said, people have taken it for granted. That even if we fabricate lies, that man will always go into his closet. He's quiet because he wants to hold us together. No. Enough is enough. Hadn't Zumani printed those things and just being spoken, I would have said, well, this is just feathers, they will fly away. But the fact that he put it in writing, on www, the World Wide Web. What does that mean, sir? That is a record that is going to outlive me. My children and grandchildren will come and see that. And I must agree and say, yes, because we must be united, it's okay, my reputation must be destroyed. No, sir. That I will not do. That I can assure you, I will not do. I will do everything I can.
Even if it costs the PF, destruction.
My friend, do you know what my reputation costs?
The PF should be bigger than your own private reputation, Honorable Lubinda.
Not when it is being dragged unnecessarily. No. No. No, my friend. I don't think that you would want to be a member of Prime TV and people at Prime TV are casting aspersions at you. No. You wouldn't allow it. And nobody in their same frame of mind would allow it. I am a member of this organization because I'm a team player. And I must enjoy respect like any other person. You should not come to me and expect that I should sacrifice my very being because of the others. No. If you're honest, you must face this reality and face it brutally and go to the cause and say, why are you causing this? You don't go to the victim. I've fallen, I'm on the ground, and you say, please don't rise, just stay there on the ground. Now let them even come and step on you, let them trample on you, because you want to unite. You want me to unite while I am suffering? No. Nobody will stand up for me. I have to stand up for myself. And I would like that Zicta can prove. And like I said, if Zicta produced that authentically, that yes, there was that conversation, I'm willing. But I hope that the people who are criticizing me on this should also do an introspection. If it were them, would they allow it? Would they agree? Why is it that one person goes to the media, insults me, and people say, no, Lubinda, you're the bigger brother. Keep quiet, don't say anything. For goodness sake, why are you not protecting the big brother too? Why?
These are sacrifices that leaders have to pay, Honorable Lubinda. Yes. You are forgetting that you are the father figure of the Patriotic Front.
I am not forgetting that. I am simply protecting myself and protecting the organization. Because if I don't do it, they will do it to another person. And if they do it to other people, we're breaking this. So this has to be brought to a stop so that we have mutual respect for one another. Nobody in the party, nobody in Tonse Alliance should be given the latitude to go casting aspersions against others and claiming that others are dubious. No, we have to bring this to a close so that all of us hold hands together because we respect one another. And the members say, ubufumu buchindika bene. For Zumani to write all that about me, it is very clear that he has no regard, no respect for me and for the office. Why should I allow him to destroy not only myself but also the office? Why?
Your concluding remarks as we wrap up our turn into our program's times, Honorable Lubinda.
Thank you very much for having me, and thank you for taking the time. My final remarks are to the Zambian people. The matters that are affecting us are much smaller than the matters that bring us together. And I would like to give confidence to the Zambian people that we are on the right trajectory. You asked about the matter concerning Chabinga.
In brief, because
it is my prayer that sooner rather than later the court will do justice to this matter and hand back the party to its original owners. However, I want to assure the Zambian people that whether they do that or not, the Patriotic Front shall not die. The Patriotic Front is going to have its general conference before the end of November.
Is it true that you want to do demonstrations? IG made the press briefing that the PF wants to do demonstrations until the PF is given back to them by the PND government. Is it true?
Again, this is the issue of order that I was talking about. The only official office that can issue such instructions is that of the Secretary General.
It was on the official page.
Signed by who? Signed by who?
So that is not official.
The matter that is before the police was signed by Zumani Zimba. Had it been anonymous, I would have said, I don't know who wrote it. But this was official from Zumani Zimba. So that statement that you're referring to, for as long as it was not issued by Secretary General of the party or spokesperson of the party, Emmanuel Mwamba, or myself, it must just be left where it is. And it's actually surprising how paranoid Graphel Musamba is, that he sees that posting on social media, and instead of allowing his spokesperson to react or even to ignore it, he himself, IG, reacts and says, I'm going to clamp you down. Why is he so paranoid?
Honorable Lubinda, thank you so much for finding time to come through on tonight's edition of Matters. There are quite a number of issues I wanted us to delve in, but time was not out. There is the issue of the Modolo that is causing, headache in the camp of the PF now. But time has not allowed us to get into.
Any headache at all.
But thank you for finding time to come through.
I'm always available when you want me. I shall certainly present myself.
Awesome.
And thank you very much for having me.
Awesome. That is Honorable Given Lubinda, acting president of the Patriotic Front, acting chairperson of the Tonse Alliance. You join me on Matters Arising tonight. My name is